Good evening, adventurers and explorers, and welcome to our 32nd episode of The Facite, stories from Parasande, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, TTRPG Actual Play. I am your humble game mistress, Winter. You can find me at gmistresswinter on Twitter and Instagram. It has been a long couple of weeks, and I am so excited to get back into the swing of things. And we are currently down a couple of players. Ahira or Abby Maricardo will not be able to make it tonight, so she will be NPC'd or replaced by her evil sister. Who knows? We'll see. And then Archie will be joining us very, very shortly. So, but until then, let's go around and talk to our other two lovely players, starting with Joe.
Oh, you guys have the two Joes right now, Joe and Joey. This is Joe and Joey.
Joe and Joey. Yep.
I'm Joe, obviously. I play Serena, and I am. This is the only thing I'm doing right now, actively on the lives of things. I'm doing a couple one-shots here and there in real life, but I hang on a Discord server, and it's terrible, really. No, it's not. I love real life. Thumbs down. No. But yeah, no, on socials, I'm very happy too, and yeah, no, that's and not much going on over here, you know.
Not much going on.
I'm reading a lot.
Oh, good. What you reading?
I'm still in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm on the second book. I'm almost done.
Nice.
So I got 3 more books to go.
I will throw in that I stopped by by Barnes & Noble a couple weeks ago for the first time in like freaking forever, and they had a couple of books that I picked up just because I had to. They had a whole display on Greek mythology based fiction and stuff like that, and I had to get my namesake.
I saw that the other day.
Yeah. My actual name, by the way. And I also picked up another book called Warrior Wrath Goddess Sing. And it is a story about a kind of an alternate mythology about a transgender Achilles. So
I love that.
I'm excited to dive into that. I don't have it with me, or I'd show that one. But anyway, yeah. So I picked those up, and I'm really glad that you're really enjoying the series that you're reading. So I hope that
it's been good.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else you want to share?
No, I'm just excited. We leveled up.
We did. I have not updated the character cards, so when I show them, they will be incorrect. But, meh. But yeah, everybody is level 6 now. I'm very excited for that. We're just going to be scaling. Just scaling that level. Yep. All right. Well, thank you. How about you, Joey?
Hi, I'm Joey. I'm the other Joe variant. I play Finn on Mondays. This is the only active campaign I am involved with. I do art and cosplay sometimes, which you can find me at Prince Perry Pastille on Twitter and TikTok. Otherwise, Baldur's Gate is fun.
I've heard lots of good things, and I've been seeing all the memes, so awesome. Yeah, I have not picked it up myself. I am very behind the times when it comes to video games. But I spend all my time doing this stuff.
It's true.
Which I've got plenty of projects coming down the line, which I will be excited to tell our audience about at the end of the session. But in the meantime, in the hopes that Dennis will join us very, very shortly, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of The Facite, Stories from Parasande. Welcome back. Last time on The Facite, well, our adventurers went on a quest given to them by the Winter Witch to slay several giants, an ice giant, a frost giant among them. The task ahead of them seemed insurmountable, so our fearless leader, Archie, had a plan. He was going to try and enlist the frost giant's help and get them to turn on their common enemy, the Winter Witch. After perusing the city of Shard, they obtained a tribute of a sense, a weapon that they crafted using a great axe and some of the light spinner thread, and took it to present to the frost giants. The frost giants and his band of giants were less than impressed both by the gift and the group, and they demanded a show of force. So they pitted one of their own against Ahira, and Ahira proved her prowess and handedly took down the giant and earned a bit of respect from the frost giants, but that was not before the giants caused a catastrophic avalanche to chase our dear delvers down the mountainside. It was harrowing for a while, and we thought that we'd lose Serana to the icy, rocky depths. But she was extracted, and the whole team returned to the renewed respect by the Frost Giant and his band. And that, I believe, is where we left off.
I think we went back up to get Archie.
You did, and Archie had been re-traumatized. His hundreds of years, thousands of years in the ice has come back to haunt him as the avalanche nearly encased him in ice and stone yet again.
Well, I'll stay with him, and I don't know if I can like hold his hand or something, but I'm just gonna stay with him as long as he needs. And
he's still in a trauma loop and is struggling to throw it off.
What? It's okay. So time of day. Again, I ask this all the time. I feel like I should have a better grip on time at this point, but I don't. I really don't.
We would be coming to the end of that day, so it is probably around 7.
I think at this point, Serrano would probably look back at the giants, who she has no rapport with, other than the fact that she's associated with Ahira, and just kind of go, since you guys like struggle at night, would it be benefiting if we just camped and then go in the morning, or do you guys want to do this now?
You're talking to Ahira, right? Or
no, the giants.
Oh, the giants. Who are still kind of perched up on the now very rocky mountain, or
just hollering up the hill.
Yep.
Gotta do this now.
We got no particular limitations.
Okay. Well, since that's the case, I mean, I'm looking a little worse for wear still. I would appreciate a long rest or a short one. Either one. I would appreciate that, because I still feel, and she kind of like pokes at her ribs, and she feels several of them out of place. I still feel like something is just not right.
Little creatures and your need for sleep, and so weak and bug-like.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I did live underground like a bug for a while. So that tracks.
We could try to keep up, but some of us have little legs.
This is very true. But 2 of them have tiny legs. Very small.
I don't like all this waiting around. I think that me and my crew will go on ahead and squish this little witch for you.
I don't know how we feel about that. What do you think, Archie? This is something I don't really know if we should we wait, should we go, should we stay? There's a song about that somewhere. I think I heard Kimberly sing it.
I don't see how we can stop powerful giants from doing as they wish.
I kind of wanted to be there to watch her die, but like...
The conditions are still met, so we don't have to... The conditions didn't say we had to be there.
I mean, was the wording we have to bring her?
We have to deliver. That was the wording.
So if we have to deliver the thing, shouldn't we be there?
You can deliver by mail.
Slap
No post
Post-it
person
note
is
on
coming
his
with this. We'll just go. We'll stay back. I'll stay closer to the back. Ugh.
Are you sure? What happens if we run in?
To the back.
What happens if we run into the pack?
We will run into the back.
Oh, that's true. They're watching us. Ah. Let's just go. I'll be fine.
You don't worry your feeble little bodies about all this. We shall take care of your little pest, and we will take whatever measly trinkets as payment. If you want to stay, if you want to be witness to our conquest, then you best keep up.
And he motions to his group, and they climb to their feet and begin making their way down the
Town.
The mountain. Yeah.
All right, let's keep up.
All right. Their strides are pretty impressive. And you don't have any other mode of transportation, correct?
Nope. Just my own two little feet. Do they know where they're going?
I mean, probably not.
Alright, well then we might be able to get there first. Hang on, give me a second. And Archie is going to focus on his lantern for a moment.
Okay.
And cast a spell. He's casting Wanderer's Guide.
Ooh.
You call upon the Beyond to guide your route. When you cast this spell, choose a destination, the Hag's Caravan. You receive an inspired route to that destination, allowing you and allies who travel overland with you to reduce the movement penalty from difficult terrain by half for the duration, as long as you don't deviate from the inspired route. This doesn't have any effect on movement during encounters. If you use this ability again before the duration is over, the effect ends and is replaced by that of the new route.
Awesome. Very cool. So, the Frost Giants will proceed forward their long strides and larger feet, handling any ice patches or rocky terrain between the mountain and the Witch's Caravan with ease. Your spell allows you to keep pace, avoiding some rougher patches, unseen little ponds or ice traps, that kind of thing. And you're going to follow them to all the way to the caravan?
Yep.
Awesome. Let's see. I'm sure there's something in here about... All right, so hustle and exploration. Move. Strain to move yourself at double your travel speed. Or a number of minutes equal to your constitution modifier times 10. Who has the lowest constitution modifier?
Not me.
I got +2.
I have a +2.
Sorry, 2, and Archie?
4.
Okay, so 2. All right, so you can actually get a nice lead moving for about 20 minutes at double your speed. But is that enough to... you are probably not going to have time to rest. So, everybody will take a point of exhaustion.
What does that mean?
Or fatigued. It's fatigued. I think it's fatigued. Yep, fatigued. You take a -1 status penalty to AC and saving throws.
That's not too bad. We're just a little bit tired.
We're just little guys.
Very good. All right. So yeah, you won't have the time to sleep. So you will march through the night, trying to keep up with the giants as they march ahead toward where you're pointing them to the witch's caravan. Give me perception checks, please.
It's a 13.
Okay.
12.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Thank God.
Finn, you're the only one who sees the warg scout, one of the pack, who has been watching for your return and slinks off toward the direction of the caravan sometime before you get near it.
Okay. Finn would probably whisper to the others to be on the lookout.
Alright. So she's gonna know. And the wolves are gonna attack first, probably. They'll get slaughtered, and then she'll come in. That's my guess.
We could probably help pick off the pack, but they're definitely gonna see us coming.
Now, what are we gonna do when we get there? Like, are we gonna be fighting with the giants, or are we gonna just let them handle it?
We're just gonna let them handle it. We'll step in
Yeah.
if we are needed. But I don't think we will. Because even if the hag wins, we delivered the head. Hag owes us. And if the hag loses, we go, I don't think we are going to have issues anymore because there will be no one to use my breath or Finn's glasses.
Does this mean that when we get closer to the caravan, should we fall back?
Yes, but stay within sight, or where we can see them and they can't see us.
Okay. She clutches her needle spear just in case the giants decide to turn on you sooner rather than later. Let's see. All right. So, just as the morning light is beginning to crest the horizon, the giants break into a jog and then a run, knocking over small trees and any other small obstacles in their way as the grove comes into sight. There is a resounding, screeching howl in the distance as the winter wolf and his pack move to engage. Should we stay back here?
Yep.
Maybe it's best to hide. I've got my crossbow.
That might also be a very good idea.
I agree.
I'm
I'll
trying
go
to
ahead
find a
and-
hiding spot where we can see what's going on.
Sure.
Shouldn't be tough since, they're giants.
There is a war cry that that is let out to challenge the wolves, and the battle begins in earnest. You find a cup of rocks in which to hunker down. There's some vegetation that provides a nice canopy. And wait till it's over. The sounds of battle rage on for the better part of, I'd say about 10 minutes or so. There are shouts and in that giant language, Jotun. There, you can hear distantly the blast and screaming of spells being cast. But eventually, it all goes quiet.
We should probably, go look, you know?
It sounds like the giants might have lost.
Sounds like everyone might have lost.
It's unusual for everyone, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're fully up. We now have the advantage. It's time.
Okay.
Just as... actually, give me perception checks, if you will, please.
Ooh, that is 24.
16.
26.
Uh, 26 will warn you, just as you're about to extract yourself from your hiding place. The ground's shaking as several large footsteps approach your position.
Wait. Hold on. Can you feel that? Giants are still around.
Being weirdly quiet.
You can now hear as they close in, they are speaking to each other in, I guess, normal voices, so they're not shouting, but it is all in Jotun.
Do they seem like they're looking for something, or like looting, or
Give me a
patching
society.
themselves up? 29.
Whoa. It's hard without context or seeing their body language. But just by tonality, there is notes of frustration, of questions, and judging by the ambling footsteps, they may well be looking for you.
All right. I think the hag might have managed to turn them back against us.
Give me... I'll need a stealth check from everyone, but whoever the expert is can lend their...
Are we doing avoid notice?
Yeah.
I have a feat for that now.
Oh, fancy.
It's called Quiet Allies. When you're avoiding notice and your allies follow, for you and those allies can roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier instead of rolling separately. This does not apply for initiative.
Okay.
Well, I got a
We
plus
can
10.
do that. You get plus 10. I get plus 10.
Plus 9.
Plus 10 it is then.
Okay. So, am I rolling?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
That's a 17.
You have hero points?
I do. I'm gonna use one. That's skirting the edge right there. Skirting that lovely, lovely edge.
Mm-hmm.
That's worse. That's worse. You know what? I'm gonna use my last hero point. I'm just gonna do it.
I'm gonna give you halfling luck. I think I took the feat where I can do that to others.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd have to.
Yeah, shared luck. You are evidence that it's lucky to travel with a halfling. Oh, that is a sentence. Okay. That was a weird sentence.
Oh, that is a sentence.
You can use halfling luck when an ally within 30 feet fails a skill check or saving throw. Allowing the ally to re-roll the triggering check instead of me re-rolling my own failed check.
Okay.
So what? Do I re-roll?
You re-roll, but you have to use the new one. That's the weird part with luck.
Okay, so I'm not using my last hero point. I'm just re-rolling with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's worse, isn't it? Maybe it is time to use the last hero point.
Yeah, maybe.
It's time to use the last hero point. Okay. Both of these dice rolled so well earlier. Lies. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so much better. 24.
All right. Let me see what we're working with. Perception. Do you have anything that could increase it?
Let me see.
I could cast guidance. I think that would do the trick.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And remind me the specifics for guidance.
+1 status bonus to 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
All right. In that case, I will allow it and say meets it, beats it. Because it was literally 25.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
You remember the scene in Lord of the Rings where the ring wraith is like hand on the root right above their head and they're just like pressed up against the back? Yeah, that's essentially what's happening right now as one of the giants puts his foot like right on top of the rock above your heads. And you can kind of see him leaning out, looking around. But then there are some frustrated grunts and few terse words in Jotun before the giants begin to head back out into the snowfields from whence they came.
Okay, now we should go look, right?
I'm afraid to look.
Still
Well, I mean,
being quiet.
But yeah.
Yeah. You gonna head back in and see what you can find?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. You entered the grove. And cautiously. And the first thing you notice are that the lights in the trees are no longer present. Several of the trees have been damaged, either seemingly like ripped apart or encased in spikes of ice. The bodies of several of the wargs lay scattered about, smashed or torn in two. At the center of the clearing is a pile of wood and rubble where the Winter Witch's caravan once stood. More curiouser is the massive hole that has opened up in the snowfield's floor. That is what you see.
How far down is this hole?
Gonna go take a peek?
Together.
Yes.
Carefully, she's probably still here.
It looks to be a good 50 feet down. Descending into
Is there
darkness.
anything we can see at the bottom? Just darkness?
I mean,
You could throw a torch down there.
it is pretty dark, but with a casting of light or what have you to see further down, it looks to be a cavern down below in which the surface that you're on was thin enough that it crumbled and now lays at the bottom.
Wait, so this isn't a hole with solid walls. It is a
No, it was
opening
like
in the
a
top
collapse,
of a
yeah.
cavern.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a cave system down there.
As curious as I usually am, Hira and Serana probably need rest. If we stop experiencing muteness and inability to read, well, we know she's dead.
That's accurate. We should just go lay down somewhere and take a nap.
Yeah, you guys can lie down. I'm gonna start sifting through this rubble.
And Archie's going to make his way over to her old caravan.
Okay. The attack by the giants had definitely surprised the witch, or at least that's what the carnage of her former caravan looks like. The majority, if not all, of her possessions that were inside the caravan are still there, just broken or buried under the rubble. Give me, if you will, a perception.
$24.
24. All right. In the rubble, you find several sacks of gold, whether in coin or other form, that you appraise to be about 500 gold pieces.
Pocket that.
There are a number of items that are recoverable. Including, let's see, 3 potions, or vials of liquid, I should say. A rune. No, 2 runes. Emblazoned on runestones. A plain gray cloak. And strangely, a dark iron door knocker that seems out of place in a caravan.
But no glasses and no empty vials.
You do find a familiar vial that is otherwise seems empty, and a crushed pair of spectacles.
Yes. We did it!
You're sure?
These look familiar?
I'll hold up the spectacles.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. And nobody needs a vial, do they? No? Good.
I'm going to take the vial and I'm just going to spike it on the nearest rock.
I don't know why, but your video's suddenly switched for no reason, so I had to fix that. Sorry. for both of you, there is this distant sense of release. Kind of like you've been having a brain fart, but you finally figured out what it was that you were trying to think of.
I think I'll pull out my journal and like flip through it just to check. Just like, I can read.
You can read, I can talk, and we can keep doing so without worrying. I doubt that's the last we'll see of her. But we kept up our end of the bargain. She might hate us, but we did not go back on our word.
We pretty much played her game. I mean, it's all a bunch of word games, really.
If I were her, I'd be pretty pissed, though.
I think that's a good assumption.
Those are 2 weapons she can't use anymore.
Alright, let's not rest here. She's liable to come back. Sorry, Serana. I know you were just getting settled.
It's fine. I got a couple of Z's.
Alright, let's go maybe a mile off or so. Walk for 15 minutes.
I'll stay at the
to
back.
bed.
Make sure we're not being followed.
Thanks.
All right. You head back toward the facet?
Wait, before we go, Serrano, what was it from Zara that you gave her?
Oh, I didn't.
Good.
I never got it.
Alright, let's leave.
Very good. So you begin the trek back to the facet, moving away from the site of violence and hoping that a certain angry winter witch does not resurface to challenge you once more. All right. You're just gonna. Are you gonna camp outside town, or are you gonna wait until you get back into town to rest?
Let's wait until we're in town. Probably safer there.
Okay.
Given our enemies.
Sure. And are you going to a bunkhouse, or are you gonna keep on your random camps inside the facet?
Random camps still. Well, actually, with...
You guys think we were safe enough to go to a bunkhouse? I mean, the Gipti loyalists have been driven out. At least their leader has.
Do you
We
think
weren't associated with that specifically. I don't think we have much to worry about from them. Want to sleep in a bed?
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Bunkhouse.
it's only been a matter of days? I don't know if Vic could recoup by now.
I'm willing to chance it for a down pillow.
Mm-hmm.
could sleep standing up like a horse.
It's not.
But I could.
All right, then. So you will head back into town and find a nice bunkhouse in which to hunker down for the, well, I guess afternoon. Your sleep schedule's gonna be super off. Have fun with that.
I'm gonna sleep for 13 hours.
All right. In that case, the dawn, the evening comes, and so you're gonna spend what, 6-8 hours or so resting, or are you just gonna stay in for like the whole night and then start again in the morning?
I think I'd wake up at 8 hours, maybe look around.
You guys get some sleep. I'm just gonna go real quick get these appraised, and then I'll be in to join you for rest.
Okay, but if you're not back in like an hour or two.
We'll hunt you down and find you. Yep. And she's already asleep again. Gone.
Very good.
We don't have to roleplay through this if you don't want, but I want to find out what these 3 vials of liquid, 2 rune stones, a plain gray cloak, and a dark iron door knocker are.
Alrighty. First stop, we will say that you find a local alchemist who can do some testing to figure out that you have a couple, or so your potions are a stone body mutagen, lesser. You have comprehension elixir, greater. And antipode oil. So the stone body gives you physical resistance to physical damage, except it does reduce your speed and reflex saves.
All right.
The comprehension elixir greater. For 10 minutes, the drought opens your mind to the potential of the written word. You can understand any words you read as long as they are written in a common language.
Cool.
So be it Elven, Dwarven, Gnomish, what have you, you can read.
Yeah, but not like abyssal.
Correct, yeah.
What about the antipode oil?
Yeah, antipode oil. Prepared from a brown mold, the liquid oscillates between rapidly absorbing and releasing heat from its victim. It is a poison. If the victim of this poison takes cold damage from any other source than the oil, reduce the save DC to 22. Oh, okay. So essentially, if the poison itself reacts negatively to cold. So if somebody were to take cold damage while being poisoned, it actually makes it easier to overcome. But it does cold. Oddly, it does either cold or fire damage. Interesting. Oh, it changes back and forth. It either goes cold then fire, then cold then fire. Go yeah. All right.
Still got the rune stones, the plain gray cloak, and the iron door knocker.
All right. So, crap. Oh, there it is. All right. So you have for your runes, Hemel will actually help you with those. Your one rune is an aim aiding. So armor etched with this rune aids in routing ranged attacks aimed at an enemy around you. You don't provide enemies cover against your allies' ranged attacks. Interesting. Oh my gosh, you. And then the other is a flurrying rune. When etched into a weapon, your first strike reduces a creature to 0 hit points. You can make your second strike with an echo of the weapon, increasing the reach to 30 feet.
Whoa.
And then it has an activate command that you can create or cast spiritual weapon. And there's a whole bunch more to it. The door knocker is an insistent door knocker. Essentially, you can attach it, or once per day, you can attach it to a door. And it gives you bonuses to picking the lock. So when in place, the door knocker whispers hints to you while you attempt to unlock the door, granting a +1 bonus to thievery.
That's fun.
And finally, the dull gray cloak is an unmemorable mantle. This long, shoddy cloak bears a hood and a simple brass clasp. While wearing the cloak, you gain a +1 bonus to deception checks to impersonate an individual and to lie while in character as that individual. And it has an activate ability that once per day, while you are impersonating someone, you can converse casually interacting with other creatures. You can adjust the mantle's class to modify those creatures' recollections of the last 5 minutes of their interactions with you.
Whoa.
That's fun. Don't say I never gave you nothing.
All right, I put all these things in our Foundry chat.
All right, thank you so much. All right, as you are heading back to the bunkhouse, roll some things. there is a noise behind you. But before you can turn to address the sound, a concussive force hits the back of your head, and all you see are stars. And feel yourself being dragged away. You awaken in a strange barn tied to a chair. Oh, good. You're finally awake. I thought maybe I'd done your brains in a little bit harder than I had expected to.
Well, at least it was mine and not Ahira's this time.
Yes, well, she wasn't available this time. Simon moves into view.
Damn it, Simon, what do you want?
The same thing I've wanted this entire time, but obviously you and your friends have seen fit not to finish the jobs that are given to you. You know that Everflame was going to be my ticket. I was going to be able to make a nice life for myself. And you had to muck it up. You know, I believed in you. I truly did. But then there was failure after failure. And now you go gallivanting off doing Cephalery knows what. And leaving me completely in the lurch. I paid you for a job, and you did not do it. So I believe some recompense is in order.
Well, have you at least found the Everflame?
Not since you lost it.
Have you found the control rod?
No. However, I have it on good authority. As good as one can get these days, considering the help that your dear friend Rhett was last seen with it. So who knows what plans and machinations your colleague had in mind before he was summarily destroyed. I hope for your sake that the location of the Everflame was not lost when Rhett's fate befell him. Unless, of course, you know something more.
What I know is that we are back, and now that our side business has been taken care of, our abilities have returned, and this is next on our plate.
And what do you intend to do?
Find the Everflame.
And what leads do you have, pray tell?
Are you paying us still?
I think we're well beyond that now. I do think you owe me.
Our lead was just chased out of town. We were under the impression it had something to do with the Ghelfi loyalists. Now their leader, Vict, has skipped us.
Yes, it is serendipitous, I suppose, that after you learn of Vic's particular location, that the Peacekeeper and his goons show up.
It is, because now Vict has no stronghold to hide himself in.
Vict is...
Find yourself a good tracker, and you can find Vict. Much easier than before.
Vict is a cockroach and will survive until the end of Parasande. I do believe he will be back eventually. His quest for restoring whatever glory the Ghelfi have left buried in the ice, well, that has not died. Is he really your best lead, though? What about his associates? Anybody he's worked with?
Vict was our most reliable lead. If you want something closer to track down, I would suggest looking into Smiley Lockwood.
Me? Oh, that is your job. Do keep in mind that I do have considerable skills that have done me very well. And should you fail yet again, I won't be as nice. So I hope for your sake that you are able to make progress. Hmm?
Can't make much progress tied to this chair.
Yes, well, I guess we can call this a timeout to think about what you've done. And they flick their coin and vanish.
With my hands tied, can I still do somatic spell components?
Negative.
That's what I thought.
So,
Looking around at this barn,
Mhm.
Do I have any idea where I am?
Not from the interior. There's nothing that indicates your general location.
All right. I'll be able to think my way out of this one.
Do I still have my bags on me, or are they nearby?
Yeah, your equipment is on a table nearby as you strain your neck back to see it.
All right. I imagine I keep at least some of my thieves' tools in my sleeves.
Okay. Give me a thievery.
All right. 26.
Okay. Yep. Your tools are still there.
Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna grab one of them and try to use it to loosen the knots enough to get free.
Okay. That will take another thievery. But you get the bonus from any like advanced tools that you're using.
That one was a 15. I'm going to use a hero point.
Okay.
That one was a natural 1. Last hero point. 27. There we
Okay.
go.
It's a bit fumbling, and at one point, one of your tools falls out of your grasp, clinking onto the ground. But
shit.
you manage to catch the next one and work it into the knot and loosen it enough to free one hand at least.
All right.
I'll use that hand to untie the rest.
Okay. You get yourself free and gather
And
up
a free
your
length of rope.
Yep, yes you do.
650 feet of rope. Cool.
Woo. So you grab your stuff and head outside, or
Yep.
you poke your head out and I don't know how you're going to feel about this, so it could be irritation, frustration, or just plain annoyance, whatever, resignation. You are in a farmhouse or a barn that is probably half a mile outside of the Facite. You can see the buildings in the distance.
Damn it, Simon. Know you've got closer safe houses than that.
I'll light a lantern, snapping my fingers, and I will also cast Wanderer's Guide and have the lantern point the direction back to town.
Okay. You will arrive probably about an hour later back at the bunkhouse.
Okay.
I'll check, make sure Finn, Serana, and Ahira are there, and then
There.
fall asleep.
All right. Fantastic. Well, I think that is a good spot in which to take our break. Thank you to our wonderful audience who's enjoyed the first half of our episode of The Facite. We love bringing these to you and hope you will stick around for the second half. Until then, we will take about a 10-minute break, and we will be back just around 20 of the hour. So don't go away. We'll see you in a bit. Bye, guys. And welcome back, everyone. Thank you for still being here with us. Archie, did you want to reach out in your slumber or in a formal ritual later?
I think reaching out in my sleep would be easier and more efficient.
Sure.
So as I'm going to bed, I will, I'll focus and I will try to visualize like wandering through the wilderness with my healing staff and a lantern hooked on its top, and maybe coming, like, this is just, I'm trying to imagine it. I'm not really dreaming yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine coming to an inn of some sort.
Okay. You approach this nondescript inn or tavern. The wooden sign hanging outside gives you the impression of a lantern shape, but bears no word or symbol upon it. And as you step up onto the porch leading to the doors open, and the old hermit, Hellas, steps out, walking stick, knocking lightly on the wood as he steps out and crosses to the edge of the porch.
Nice night for a walk, don't you think?
A little cold, but I'm never one to complain about that.
Good, because you've spent most of your life in cold.
And don't you know it?
Oh, I do. Come.
And with his lantern dangling on the edge of the crook, or in the crook of his walking stick, he heads out into the snow.
And I will step off the porch and follow.
Let's see. As you proceed forward, the darkness and the snowy fields around you kind of fade from your conscious view until the two of you are walking through this void. He wraps his walking stick in quick succession on the non-existent ground. And that void suddenly has shape and form. And you find yourself in an alien place. One of gears and strange conduits. Metal tanks and vats. Some pressurized. Some gurgling with liquid.
Where are we?
This is a little known place called Rachnis. It is the home of creatures that are of alien origin and alien intelligence. They think of themselves as tinkerers. And I consider them... Yes, the mortal term would be mad scientists. They like to experiment, regardless of the cost or the suffering that they cause to their subjects. He leads you around a corner into a room that is alight with strange sparks of power. And at the center
are several of these creatures that are mostly hairless, big pointed, jagged ears. Kind of a mix between like goblins and elves. Very odd creatures. And they are all busying themselves with various aspects of some strange and torturous activity that involves this tormented creature at its center. You probably couldn't classify what this creature is, except to say that it is reminiscent of mortal kin. It's bipedal, arms, legs, etc. Or at least that's all it would have if it weren't for these arachnous creatures who are, through magic and medical science, grafting metal parts into this creature's form, creating extra limbs from these metal arms, wires that lead to strange devices that are then grafted into the skin. All the while the creature is screeching in its torment.
Why are you showing me this?
While it may be the rare occasion that one of these creatures or their creations make their way into your realm, their knowledge, however, flows more freely into your world. There are those who covet this alien knowledge and will seek it out in desperate measure. And attempt to recreate its vile craft. Such knowledge was once buried with your people. It is possible that this knowledge has found its way into the modern.
You know how much I appreciate everything you've already done for me. And I'm aware of the immense and unpayable debt I owe. But how is this related to what we are looking at now? We don't have the space or the time to investigate yet another terror unleashed from the Facite.
This is a distant threat. The entrance of creatures such as these into your world is not your particular challenge. However, something as simple as reading a book can empower the sharpest of your minds. Speak to your gnomish friend. I believe she has mentioned a sighting of this book. I don't bring this up to give you a quest. I don't mean to tell you that you should seek out this book. I am simply giving you caution that the things that this book can produce are coming.
I'll look again at the once humanoid creature on the slab.
If you will, give me a will save.
24.
The way that this metal is grafted onto this creature, your mind flicks back to a nightmare that you've had quite recently of metal being pressed into skin. Of Rhett's agonized cries. And the word, or the phrase, "I am coming," echoing with the World Walker's final word.
Thank you, old friend.
The sights fade, and you fall back into your slumber. Until you awake, probably very late in the evening.
Am I the only one that's up?
Ahira is awake. working at some sewing. How about either of you? Finn or Serana?
Serana will be awake at some point, probably covered in like crusted drool. Their hair is like all matted and everything. That was some good sleep. I could. Whew. I could probably do a lot now.
Good. It didn't take me long this time to get information. I have quite a bit already.
How long was I asleep?
Not that long. Maybe 10 hours.
Okay. You're still fast, though.
Thank you. Well, unfortunately, half of it was not my doing, really. Ahira was not available here in the bunkhouse, so this time Simon came after me.
He did what?
He kidnapped me momentarily. He's getting more violent with his communications.
What did he want this time?
Well, he was a little pissed that we still haven't found the Everflame. And that's pretty much it. Apparently, it was supposed to be his ticket to a comfy, cozy life. He's getting angrier and angrier. We need to be careful and actually start working on it for him. He thinks we
I don't
just
know if
owe him.
we should do anything for him anymore.
Oh, then it's a good thing that we have more than one reason to look for the Everflame.
What do you mean?
Well, the Everflame could destroy the world, first of all. We don't know where it is. We released it. I feel like it's kind of our responsibility. So last night I reached out to the World Walker, the wandering avatar, who gives me this sort of thing. And I'll summon the lantern and light up the bunkhouse.
Couple of the other residents kind of roll over and throw their blankets over their heads.
Let's go out on the town for the night.
Let's get coffee and let me get my journal. I start from the beginning.
Coffee's good. Coffee's good.
We'll get coffee and then leave the bunkhouse and start walking.
Okay. Since it's late in the evening, the coffee is what left of it is there is kind of cold and sludgy. So loosen it up with a bit of water. It's at least edible.
So, after my discussion with Simon, I talked to my avatar and found out some new information. And I promise you it's related. I was very confused, so bear with me. He took me to a strange place, and I'm going to be honest, I forget what it's called. But it was a place of gears and vats. spoilers of something. And there were these alien, almost arachnid-like creatures that were experimenting on people there, grafting metal onto a man's body. I have seen this once before, and that was in my vision of Rhett. There was metal being grafted onto him. It's like he was the hot iron on the anvil. I think that was not a metaphor. Rhett is being painfully transformed into something. To what end, I don't know, but those ends are Vios's ends. The Phoenix wants to come back.
You don't think he's in some sort of afterlife, or?
No. He's still alive, but I use that term loosely. There is a connection that I have to this event, wherever it's happening. That is the instructions for how to create whatever it is they're creating. Was a book from these alien creatures, and Ellis told me that you, Finn, know its whereabouts, or have heard of it, or have seen it.
Would Finn make the connection between the book in the museum and this?
That's a good question. I mean, considering Finn's intellect, I'd say so.
Well, when we... The stolen items. There was the rod, the helmet, and the book that no one could read, and it had those terrible pictures in it. And Rhett was seen with it last, right?
Huh. That's ironic. If he was seen with it last, and I don't know how this helps.
Whoever...
We don't have a location on where that book has gone. We don't know where Rhett has gone.
If we can assume, because Rhett was seen with it before the explosion, if he was taken, and it's starting to sound like he was, it's almost like handing the torturer an instruction manual in a very, very twisted way. You don't think that would happen?
I think it would. Vios broke the world. He'll break it one person.
How are they reading it?
I don't know. I don't even know who they is.
You saw fire. And
I saw a fire, I saw a forge. But it's not a forge I recognized.
It wasn't the one that we saw?
It was not the one in the Facite, no.
that's all we have to go off of.
come on, we have connections. We spent the time, we did the effort trying to make these connections. We can find Red. We just need to ask the right people the right questions. Who would know anything about where the Loyalists might have taken someone?
Oh, I
Smiley?
imagine Vic.
Vic might know.
Well, I think, if I remember correctly, we have, we know that they've worked through Smiley a couple of times. Perhaps Smiley knows who was... Well, Smiley's the fence, so he'd know where this stuff was distributed to.
He's the one that... He might have even handled the things. If we're lucky, we can find the book and the rod, and I guess the helmet, in one fell swoop.
I think that would be a good direction.
All right. We've got somewhere to go then. I'll put out feelers.
And I will stick things that I need to stick. All right. So how do you want to go about this?
Good question.
We did tell the peacekeepers about Smiley, but we didn't technically wrong Smiley.
We can either go with our original plan and kidnap Smiley. That would be very difficult. I think setting a meeting would be much easier. Now this cloak, I know he would have use for, but I'm very hesitant to give him that kind of power.
How much money do we have? Can we buy it out of it?
We could try. I'd much rather give him money or an object than do another job for the guy.
We have a little bit of leverage. We also know that Simon doesn't have the rod, which means Sir Frost doesn't have it. So that also narrows that down.
What exactly did Simon say about the Everflame?
Not much. He just said it was his ticket up. I feel like he doesn't really know anything about it. He just wants to get it because he's being paid to get it. Simon and Smiley are pretty much the same.
If we can assume that the stolen items are together, Rhett would at least know the value of the rod and how to use it.
And that's a problem.
Just a little bit.
I think that whoever is transforming Ren has the rod, has the book, and has the golem, and also has the Everflame. But we don't know who that is.
I don't think it would be the thief. It would just be a payment and a drop.
I swear, if it's Sir Frost, whoever that is.
I could believe that if Sir Frost could go without Simon and not have to pay them, that sounds reasonable.
I don't like it. You're probably right, but I don't like it.
Alright, so I will press again. How do you want to go about this? Do you want to confront Smiley, kidnap Smiley,
Sit at a table with Smiley.
negotiate? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, if you will give me a lore underworld.
With pleasure. 21.
Okay. You work through some channels to get a meet with Smiley. Smiley agrees to meet you the following night at a new location. A modest random wares shop. Essentially a pawn shop.
Before you meet him, I'd like to vet the location.
Okay.
Look around, like walk around the building a couple times, see if there's any back entrances out, figure out where they are, tracks in the snow for where they go.
Okay.
Just so I know what escape routes might be there.
Sure. You'll note a couple of individuals who lurk around the perimeter. They're not apparently. Excuse me. They're not brazenly just kind of standing out there. They're doing their best to keep a low profile. But the longer you watch, the longer you're convinced that, or the more you're convinced that they're keeping an eye on the place. Watching for trouble, that kind of thing. As far as any other exits, entrances, there's a set of cellar doors and a back door. Besides that, the rest would be a little difficult for somebody in a wheelchair.
Alright, we'll be fine. I hope.
And we'll bide our time until meeting time.
Okay. If there's nothing significant that anybody wants to do, we will press on right to the meeting.
Press triangle to wait.
Yeah, right? Select how much time you would like to wait. We're going full Skyrim on this.
Hear the clicks now.
Yep. The evening comes, and most of the shops have shuttered their doors for the evening. The braziers and torches are alight along the main roads, but otherwise darkened alleys are, well, darkened. The shop is still alight inside. And you can see a couple individuals lurking in the dark nearby, watching you as you approach, but not moving to intercept. With a knock on the door, it opens to a waifish elven woman. Just kind of eyes the three of you. What do you want?
We're here to see Mr. Lockwood.
And does Mr. Lockwood want to see you?
Yes. We have an appointment.
Tea?
Yes, the four of us.
D'accord. Entrez-vous? And
I'll go inside.
yep, so open the door wider to admit the four of you. The shop is surprisingly well organized for a randomware shop. You got bits and baubles over here. You got lanterns and other sources of light here. It's rather well kept. Once the four of you are inside, the elf leads you into the adjacent room that it's set up like a nice study. Nice carpet, and tables, chairs, desk that Smiley sits behind and watches you all pile into the room. Ah, my good friends, come in, yeah? Thanks, Toots. She sniffs and heads elsewhere to begin with the tea. So, what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, you remain the best information broker in town, Smiley.
Stop your flattery. It doesn't become you.
It's not flattery, it's the truth. It's why we're here. You know I would have gone to anybody else if I thought they could answer my questions.
And what do I get for this this honor?
Well, we'd like to pay you in gold, if that's an option.
I like gold.
But
everybody likes gold. I think that I think we could find a reasonable price. What do you think?
I certainly hope so.
Good. All right. So first, let's figure out what you're wanting to know. What you looking for? Please have a seat. Have a seat. Toots will bring the tea here very shortly.
I'll sit down across from Smiley.
You're looking good. Looking good since I last saw you.
You too.
I do all right.
We're, well, I'm sure you're more than aware of the museum job. The one I
may have heard of
foolishly
it.
turned
I like
down.
to keep my ear to the ground, so to speak. It helps that I'm already halfway there.
We know it was taken. We've done investigating of our own under the necessary guises. And,
Yeah, now fuck
we
that
need
gets
to
you.
know more trouble than it was worth.
See, you just go around asking questions, sticking your noses into what doesn't concern you, and you might get a bit off. But your face is intact, so that's something. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
The job.
Yeah.
3 things were taken. A book, a rod, and a helmet. You already know this. We want to know where they were headed.
So, you're wanting to whom these items may have been delivered.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Alright. Well, let's hear your offer.
$200 gold.
200 gold. Oof. That's a nice pile right there, that is. Can I be a little bit nosy and ask, why did you come into that kind of coin?
That's gonna cost you $150.
Forget I asked. Alright. 200 gold then. I assume you have the coin with you.
You know me. I'll take out a few sacks of gold and plop them on the table, but I won't let go of them.
Now that is a large sack of honey, if you get my drift. Do you like sugar in your tea? I can make sure Toots puts some in.
No thanks. I like it black.
Alright. Hey Toots! Make sure you put in some sugar in, or is it 2? 2 of them? Yeah. Alright. 2. Alright. So, you were saying. So 200, yeah? And you want to know... I don't know. See, in this biz, and I know you know this biz, there's got to be kind of an honor amongst thieves, And I'm thinking that, if I were to start naming names and letting all kinds of things slip, I might not get repeat business.
That's what the gold's for, Smiley.
Oh, so trading gold for reputation. I don't know. That can hurt my prospects.
And what other prospects? You barely even have any competition here.
I do have some strong competitors, at least on the more than legal front. Rich individuals like your Sir Frost tend to oppose my particular activities.
Well, this bit of information will come free of charge, and I'm sure you'd stumble into it eventually. But we're not on the best terms with Sir Frost right now.
Well, that's nice and all, but that doesn't do me any good, other than knowing that I'm not making an enemy of you, I suppose. Perhaps, though, more than gold, you could find use some of your extraordinarily ancient influence and get the old good do-gooder off my back.
You want us to...
Oh, nothing untoward. No. I mean, nobody knows who the damn fool is.
A well-placed coin and word.
What was that?
A well-placed coin, the right couple words to the right guard.
Yeah. Smooth out avenues of enterprise. Yeah.
And which avenues are you suggesting? Which roads do you want overlooked?
Well, there are a couple of delve interests that I have invested in that I'd like to see become fruitful and not have the products therein absconded with.
Well, we can probably get you the right warrant.
Well, I can get the warrants. I just don't want any challenge to our fines there. Finders keepers.
We deal on one side of the law, Smiley. You usually deal on the other. I'm not sure how much theft we can protect you from. You're the thief.
Yes, well, there's a difference between finding something that fell out the back of a wagon and stealing through the course. If you get my drift. I see that your friend does not seem to get what I'm saying. I'm saying that my property that I find fair and square in my digs gets snatched away in the name of historical preservations. Does that help you? Good.
It makes sense. I thought you were talking about... I didn't know what you... Yep, nope, I get it now.
Good.
We have much bigger things to worry about than money and historical value here. Clearly we're here for the information.
Yes, well, so we'll say 100, and you can use the other 100 to, free up those, legal channels, yeah?
We'll at least do some investigating.
I don't know that I like the confidence that you're laying on the table here.
Look, you are obviously more in tune with this. We're going to need to do our due diligence. Figure out what the channels that are taking these resources are in order to figure out how to shut them down. Right now, we don't delve.
Yes, well. If you think it's outside your influence and all, then we'll just forget the whole thing. I will find someone else for that 100 gold.
I mean, we do also want to know who that person is. Not like it's not on our agenda too, right? We still want to know who Mr. Frost is. So I think it would benefit all of us if we found out who that was. Right?
Maybe. So are you then offering to discover the identity and whereabouts of a particular Sir Frost so that I might negotiate with him in person?
We're already halfway there.
How do you mean?
We have his name.
Well,
Really?
the name. Oh, that's right, we do.
So if that, helps us deal in our case, any?
100 gold in the name of Sir Frost.
That is very tempting. Very tempting. Deal. I assume.
All right.
I'll take out a scrap of paper, write down on it Dragon Potril, and put a cheeky little heart next to it.
Heck yeah.
And I'll add, we've got first-hand account and historical record to back us up.
Oh, you do your due diligence, don't you? All right. So, what was it that you were looking for again? No, right.
Who ordered the hit on the museum, and where did the spoils go?
Well, hiring my contractor through the ever reliable Gipty locals. The job was completed to satisfaction, if I might say. I received said items for distribution to the particular client who was a bit indisposed and wasn't able to acquire the items himself. Oh, it's really I know the particular pain of being bedridden and unable to walk about, as it were. And I know you do too, Archibald. Of course, it also makes things difficult to hide when all kinds of well-wishers and nosy people alike come by to have a chat. But seems like he did well.
Where's the spoils, Smiley?
Oh, but I've been telling you. They were right under your nose the entire time. In the possession of a dear, dear friend. Or at least an acquaintance.
That doesn't...
Still have them?
I'm sorry?
That doesn't tell us where Red Diapena is, though, does it?
You didn't ask where. And
I asked where they were going.
yes. And I told you who they were delivered to. Where they went. From there, that is not my business.
All three were delivered to Rhett.
2 of them. The helm, that was simply an item of mild interest that I sold off to Marty Sir Frost.
There is one thing that concerns me. If you arranged for, I don't know, maybe ask Scal, perhaps, to steal from the museum and bring these items back to Red Diapena, that apparently you 3 were not the only ones with the knowledge. Whose back does that fall on? Who told?
Sorry, I'm trying to place it what you just had. So, who told?
Who allowed the information to get out?
Oh, about Rhett's acquisition?
I suppose so.
Well, nobody in my organization was leaking information. So, if there were any boasting, it would have come from Vic's side of things.
We're back where we started.
Throw the piece of paper down and slide the coin over and take half of it back.
I'll give you this for free. At this point, Toots has brought in a tray and handed each of you a cup of tea. And Smiley takes his own cup. And he kind of raises it, in salute. I'll give you this for free, though. Does everybody take a drink?
I pretend to. I put it
I'll
up to my lips
to.
and don't open my mouth.
I'll smell it first.
Okay. Smells like tea. Bergamot tea.
If I see the others pretending, I guess I'll pretend as well.
He will noisily sip at his tea. I'll give you this for free. Those items weren't the only thing that your good friend Rhett had acquisitioned. More mundane things. I figured he was looking forward to starting his own little alchemy lab or something when he was well recovered. Had all kinds of furniture, instruments, and all different kinds of things that he had purchased. And we delivered. Because Smiley gets it done.
And you just delivered this to his hospital bed?
Did you see any alembics or burners around his bed? No. We set him up a nice cozy little house. Out yonder. Oh, you can find it easy enough. It sits a bit alone, out on the edge of the Facite, on the other side.
That's enough to work with. I'm sure we'll do business again soon, Smiley.
I do like doing business with you. You always seem to follow through.
I'll leave the tea still completely full and stand up and start making my way out.
Do check out the shop while you're passing through. There's plenty of interesting items for purchase.
I'll wave as I walk out.
Okay. And the two of you?
I'll be the last out.
I'll follow behind.
Okay.
I will actually take a cursory glance at the stuff around this shop. What sort of shop was it again?
It's a random wares. It's essentially a pawn shop. It lots of random items in various stages of wear and repair.
I'm gonna see if, specifically, if there is anything made of cold iron.
You don't see anything made of cold iron. However, as your gaze sweeps across the various items for sale, your eyes lock onto a very familiar cylindrical item with a bird perched atop.
Is this the rod?
How is it here?
That face means yes. That face means yes.
Shopkeep.
Yes?
How much for this here thing?
Oh, it's on sale today. And his speech sounds a bit muffled. And you notice that the air in the shop is getting thick and smoky. Need everyone to please give me fortitude saves.
Okay. 14.
14.
21.
Let's... unfortunately, none of those succeed. And you find yourselves coughing and sputtering, growing dizzy, and passing out. Slipping into a forced unconsciousness. And that is where we are going to end our session for tonight.
It was right there.
So mean.
I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna systematically take the wheels off of his wheelchair and I'm gonna hit him over the head with it. That's what I'm gonna do.
A lot of kidnapping.
You didn't go for the tea. I had to find another route. Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, you never drink
We're
the
finally
tea.
getting somewhere.
I literally have a note that says, "Do not drink the tea. Do not do it."
That's funny. No, I mean, if you had passed the checks, then I absolutely would have rolled with that. All good. But yeah, that.
The dice said otherwise.
The dice said otherwise. Yep. That is the unfortunate thing. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody who has stuck around and watched this episode of The Facite, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition tabletop RPG actual play. It was really enjoyable. Hopefully we will have our Ahira back next week. Though we are coming up on to Labor Day, and I believe we will be off on the 11th because I think a couple of my players have expressed that they have plans. But we will let you know. We will keep you updated on when we are playing and when we are not. But until then, we can discuss some other things that are happening and that I am very excited about. On the 5th, that is a Tuesday. On the 5th, we have the first of a trilogy of episodes of Horizon Zero Dawn sagas. We are using the sagas system developed by our very own OKSDM Dennis, which I'm sure he'll be happy to tell you more about very shortly. But as far as what I am running, I'm going to be running Horizon Zero Dawn Adventure within with that system. I'm really excited and to see what the players come up with and to have them explore these ancient yet advanced ruins. It's going to be a lot of fun. Really excited for that. Also, we are doing our recordings for a Monster Hearts podcast called All Our Faults. I'm really excited to delve into it, and we are going to be putting up episodes starting in October. So keep an eye out for that. Really excited. And beyond that, I have been your game mistress for this evening, Mistress Winter. You can find me at gmistresswinter on Twitter and Instagram. You can also come join our Discord and keep up with the community. Come chat with us and maybe even get into some games. We've got some individuals who would like to run some games and try out some different systems, and I am happy to facilitate that in the upcoming future. So more information and announcements and casting calls and everything else go through the Discord. Thank you. So let's turn it over then to my players for their outros. Joey.
Hi, I'm Joey. I play Finn on Mondays. I have a character on hiatus through Starbottle with Spells and Storycraft. Hopefully, I don't know, next month. No announcements yet. But I played the opposite of Finn, a himbo named Flynn. Similar naming, not on purpose. Otherwise, I hope to be putting out some more maybe Facet-related art or Halloween content on TikTok and Twitter with Prince Perry Pastille. Tentatively. Other than that, it's pretty much all my online activity.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you so much. How about you, Joe?
I'm Joe. I played Serana tonight, and this is the only thing I'm doing on the lives right now. I'm also on hiatus. Joey, I play a barbarian wizard, which doesn't make sense, but she does. So, there's that. And, playing in real life and stuff with my partner and friends and stuff, fun things. You can find me on socials at MaryHappy2 in most places. I do hang out on Discord, and I try to. But yeah, no, I would love to play games with people. If people want to play games, just hit me up. I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Joe. And last but not least, our wonderful Dennis.
Hi, I'm Dennis. You can find me on all the socials now at okayest__DM. That's Insta, Threads, Twitter, YouTube, all the places. Yes, Sagas is coming. More Sagas is constantly coming. I've always got more stuff coming up. Obviously, we have our Horizon game coming up very soon. But before that, between now and the next time we play in the Facet, we have several live events. Tomorrow night, we are playing on the OKSDM channel. We are doing Cosmic Horror, following up immediately the next day with Just the Human on Twitch. We are playing exactly the opposite, where we're going to be doing a Studio Ghibli themed Sagas game.
That's fun.
I'm super pumped for it. The cast is amazing. The characters are fantastic. So go check that out when it happens. That would be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. Then nothing again until that's this coming Sunday, where I will be live twice. In the morning, I will be live with on Tavernaut's channel. He's on Twitch, and I will be participating in his RPG-a-thon for charity. We are going to be running the GM-less Fiasco. Is the name of the game, and the setup for it is #superheroes, where we're going to be playing not superheroes, but their PR teams. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Then later that day, there will be a Sagas one-shot that will be Cyberpunk Psychological Thriller.
Ooh.
Then I'll be back here on Monday to play some more Archie.
Wunderbar. I love it. You've got so much going on, and the amount of work that
All
you've
the
put
time.
into Sagas is so impressive. And I am excited to run my own version in the Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I'm so excited. It's gonna be great. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, thank you everybody for watching. We hope that you'll tune in next week for another episode of The Facet. Also, we will have an episode of Ravenwood this Thursday. So hope you will come out for that. That is at 7:30 Eastern start. That's when we'll start that. So that is a Monster Hearts story, and I love Monster Hearts. It's my favorite, one of my favorite systems and games, like hands down. So hope you'll come check that out on Thursday. And until then, I hope you have a great week, great weekend, and we will see you next Monday. Have a good night.